The Endorfy Solum broadcast is yet another microphone that is made to supply the never-ending demand for dedicated USB microphones that can work for both live streaming and podcasts. The market is already filled with these things as every manufacturer decided they want a cut of the cake, and in this review we shall see if the Endorfy Solum broadcast is up to the task. The Endorfy Solum broadcast is a good-looking cardioid microphone that follows the same studio microphone design as everyone these days. It's not a bad thing though, as let's be real, how much can you change on a microphone to make it stand out design-wise? Unfortunately, this microphone has a ring of RGB LEDs that makes no sense for a microphone. Good thing is though that these LEDs can be easily turned off and you can forget about them. The LEDs are not addressable, and as far as I can see, you cannot set them to cycle through all the colors, so only a few select colors are available or turn them off. If you mute the microphone, the LEDs will turn red and stay red, and if you unmute the microphone, the LEDs will turn bright green and then turn off. The pricing for this microphone is interesting. You can buy the Solum broadcast right now for no less than $150 or 139 euros. The problem starts when we look at the price of other microphones, like the amazing Blue Yeti, and here we have a big problem as the Blue Yeti, the original variant, not the new one, is priced as low as $100 or even $80 at a discount. Sure, the Blue Yeti has no filter, no arm and no accessories, but it is the Blue Yeti, a microphone that is well established into the market for a good reason, its performance and build quality. But perhaps the Solum broadcast is worth the price, and we shall see about that once we get into the testing of the microphone. For now, let's take a look at the included arm because this is a good one. The arm has the same functionality as all microphone arms, and each of its sections use springs to not only dampen movements and bumps, but to keep the microphone at the level you want. And this arm looks great. It's much better than the basic microphone arms, and it is a standard to have on your desk as it follows the same minimalistic design approach that pretty much everything has these days. The arm can also hide your microphone cables with ease, as it has a hidden channel that you can use to route the microphone cable and avoid another cable adding to the mess that is your desk. There's plenty of adjustments on each articulation of the arm, and you can secure the position of each articulation by tightening or loosening the adjustment wheel present on each part. However, this is where things go a bit downhill, as while the arms of the microphone are solid metal and feel great, the adjustment components and the articulations are made from basic plastic. So all of the adjustments you are doing is done by handling plastic components, which is unfortunate to say the least. While it will not break with ease, it won't last as long as metal because, well, metal is stronger, better and can resist twisting. The clamp that holds the arm attached to your desk is made from solid metal as it should be, but the insert that is attached to the clamp is still the same basic plastic as the rest of the arm joints, so you can judge that for yourselves. Let's move on from the arm, as good as it is, and let's focus on the microphone, and things are looking good and feel sort of okay. Because the microphone and its shock mount are made from the same plastic as the arm articulations. For the life of me, I cannot comprehend why they used plastic on the microphone itself, but here we are. However, the plastic is of better quality and the whole microphone feels solid, albeit a bit lightweight. Perhaps that was one of the reasoning for using plastics, keeping the whole package lightweight and easy to move around. The advantage of plastic usage on the microphone and to some extent on the arm articulation is easy to spot. Apart from the lightweight nature of things, this arm and microphone combination have little movement once set up correctly. The microphone will move around if you bump it, but it's solid overall, which is great, and it's much better than whatever everyone else is using with basic arms. In terms of features, the Solum broadcast uses a USB Type-C connector for its link to your PC, which is great to see as you can use any USB Type-C cable you want. For your knowledge and reference, the included USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable has a length of 3 meters, so it should be plenty to reach your computer. The gain knob is placed on the center of the microphone body, and this knob, if pressed, will act as the mute and unmute switch of the microphone. A clever solution to maximize the space of the microphone body and get a clean look overall. Interesting to see here is that if you mute the microphone, the RGB LED ring will turn red for a few seconds, and when you unmute the microphone, the LED ring will turn green. A neat feature that is useful, and now I'm sorry that a lot of microphones do not have this included because it really has its uses and adds a bit of comfort to your microphone. Below the USB Type-C connector, we have the standard audio jack to monitor your microphone input with your own headsets. And below the headphone jack, we have a small volume knob that will increase or lower the headset volume. Finally, the RGB LED button is installed on the bottom part of the microphone and will act as a cycle switch. So if you want a specific color, you will have to press the button repeatedly until the color appears. If you want to turn off the LEDs completely, all that you need to do is hold the RGB button for a few seconds. As I've said at the beginning of this review, this microphone is cardioid, which means that it has a unidirectional pickup pattern. And in simple terms, it only picks up sounds from its front and sides. This is a type of microphone that you want for everything that is not emitting, as you want to speak into the microphone but not hear the background noises. And now let's see how this microphone performs, and if you haven't noticed already, this entire review has been done using the Solum broadcast microphone instead of the usual Blue Yeti. Of course, some adjustments to the audio have been made to make it sound better for the review, but what you hear now, it is the unadjusted audio taken straight from the microphone. And for a comparison, this is how the Blue Yeti microphone sounds like without any processing done to it, the same as the Solum. Hearing the Solum broadcast next to the Blue Yeti makes me forget about the plastics used on the microphone and arm, as the sound is great, even without any processing done to it. The sound is clear and the background noises are kept to a minimum. In fact, I am slightly impressed by just how good this microphone sounds like, especially with the foam filter attached to it. Obviously, some processing after you record your voice will do wonders with most microphones, but this one is especially good. And now looking back at it, the Solum broadcast is a good microphone overall. However, that doesn't change the fact that it's on the expensive side at close to $150. As a comparison, the Audio-Technica 80-2020 USB variant can be found for under $100, sometimes close to $70, and that microphone has prestige, build quality, sounds great, and comes with both a USB Type-C connector and a nifty desktop stand. While the Solum broadcast does not have a prestige going for it, it has a good sound quality, some plastic quality overall, and a good looking microphone arm that is miles better than any desk stand. I can gloss over the plastics, but the price is too high for what is delivered. Sure, the microphone sounds good, but it's just a bit on the expensive side to be the choice for people to buy, not when you have both the Blue Yeti and the Audio-Technica for quite a bit less. If you can find the Solum broadcast for cheaper than $150, I'd say that a good price for this microphone is close to $100, and if you can find it for that or close to that, then it's a great purchase, as it has everything that you need and it has some advantages. A good microphone arm that is solid even with the plastic articulations, a great sound quality, USB Type-C connectivity, a gain knob for adjustment, audio jack for headsets, and 2 foam filters included. And let's not forget about the fact that the microphone arm can hide your cable with ease, and that can make the difference between a messy desk and a tidy desk. In addition, this microphone does not require any software to work properly, which is great because I'm sort of getting tired of poorly made software that is required to make products run these days. If you like this review, then you might consider subscribing for more, and also if you want to support me in a direct way, then in the description below you will find the links for both the Patreon and the subscriber star pages of this channel.